Tekkel Talk Show Live, a brand new series. Welcome to my co-presenter, Alberic. Alberic, are you fine?
Yes, glad to be back. 2021 is here. Got a lot of exciting things lined up, and yeah, it's going to be a fantastic year. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. We had quite an exciting series one. Quite a lot of interviews. Guys like Fabian Juris came onto our show. We had a very popular show with a guy called Elton Landru from Arendsvlei, and then obviously the renowned comedian Charles Weber was on our show. So we had a bumper series one, but we are back with series two. Anything that stands out for you?
Well, I mean, we got a lot of guests. I think we in the beginning of this year, or a couple of weeks ago at least, we put out a question. We asked the viewers or supporters, who would you guys like to see on Tekkel? And we got a few good surprises coming up, and some great suggestions. So thanks, guys. Thanks for your comments and your emails. And yeah, we can't wait to reveal them. But yeah, that'll be obviously in due course. So yeah, it's gonna be a bumper year. So yeah, guys, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's great to be back, and obviously, since we last spoke during the lockdown, I think we need to start off the show by expressing our condolences to all our followers who lost loved ones during this time. It was a tough time during lockdown, but we also know the impact of COVID-19 on our families, on our loved ones, friends, and colleagues. So from the Tekkel Talk Show, we would just want to express our condolences to those who lost loved ones during this time.
For sure, and yeah, it's been a very difficult time. And yeah, we can just, hearts goes out to all those families and friends of ours also that went through this. But yeah, guys, keep on, keeping social distancing going. Keep, sanitizing your hands, and let's beat this thing. I mean, we're not sure when the vaccine is really gonna be on our doorstep. But yeah, as long as we can keep safe, the better. We want to see you guys, for the rest of the year. So yeah.
Now, obviously, Alberic, some of the regulations were lifted, and we promised our viewers that we would be going to some live events. And as they know us, we obviously keep our promises, and we did so. And we're going to reveal later on those events that we did visit. And tonight we're obviously going to feature one of those flagships events. But before we get there, we had some sports going around, some stadiums filling up. And the biggest of them all was obviously Pakistan touring South Africa in the cricket. And we did not get the desired result there.
No, for sure. As the title says, Pakistan thumped the Proteas. And it's a pity, though. It's on our home ground. They beat us, in Pakistan a couple of months ago, and they beat us here at home. Although it is a one day series, after all, not a test match series. But yeah, it's not always great losing on your own ground. But yeah, again, I saw a lot of young talent coming through the ranks, especially in the third game. Players putting up their hands. Peshla Kwayo coming up. He's been under the cuff for a while, and he actually put up his hand last night with a nice fighting 50. And yeah, it's good to see some young players, the Varains and the Milans coming through, guys that we've been earmarked as the next generation Proteas that will make a difference, and they definitely did that. And yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see sport and being played in South Africa under the circumstances.
Yeah, no, for sure, it's good to see sport back. We are a winning nation. We want to win games, but unfortunately, this time around, Pakistan too good for us. What should be worrisome for Mark Boucher and his group is normally when teams visit South Africa, we've got the hard pitches, quite quick pitches, and we've got really quick bowlers. And it seems to me that we've lost that. We don't have express pace. We saw Henrik Nokia running in and bowling at the pace of 140, 145, and sometimes on a good day, 150 kilometers an hour. But we don't have those express Dale Steyn guys that comes in and just rips apart batting orders, and that is the biggest concern. We saw the batting lineup getting to 300, and guys like you say Kyle Verreynne, guys like Quinton de Kock showing their mettle. But my concern for this Proteas one day team, certainly their bowling attack. They are not good enough to defend a total of 280 or less, and they are not good enough to bowl out teams for 180 or 200 or less. And that is the bottom line. We have a few spinners, but we need to look at a few youngsters bowling at express pace. And when you play the high field like Centurion or the Bull Ring, you need to bowl. The visitors need to be very, very scared of your quick bowlers, and that is a concern, LB.
No, for sure. And I think a lot of the onus is on the bowlers at the end of the day, because I mean it's become a batsman's game. We know that, with boundaries being pulled in, etc. But yeah, the express space is what we look. We've been renowned for that nation that has top bowlers. From all the years since readmission, we've always had, in fact, before that, we've always had great fast bowlers at least. But yeah, we do need to step up. And I think, like the stalwarts, like I'll say KG, even though KG, midway through his career probably, KG, you do feel like he lost, a couple of kilometers, on his pace, man. And yeah, whether that is he's becoming more sensible, etc., that should be shown in the wickets, but it doesn't have that aggressiveness, that he had in the beginning, maybe, or a couple of years ago. And we don't know what it could be, but hopefully they can, he can put his hand up and, influence the youngsters coming through. Again, and I'll actually raise a comment here, and we're having a few comments, guys, and thank you guys for the comments. Martin, John, and Lesh coming through and saying, give them some time, it's a young and experienced team. And that's exactly it. They are an experienced team, and that's the thing what made me so excited about yesterday's game, was the fact that it was a young team. A lot of the main guys they're obviously on IPL duties, but that actually gave us, a lot of hope for the future. Let's hope that it can happen way before the World Cup happens. But yeah, it's good to see that the youngsters coming through.
Yeah, good point from Martin. I think we, as a nation, we are very, very impatient at times. We want to win games. Yeah. And what Martin is saying, we are rebuilding. We've got a new coach. Yeah. AB de Villiers is retired. Faf is retired. Are we not a bit, expecting too much from this team under the leadership of Bavuma, who's only in his first series? So I think Martin has got a fair point, and perhaps with time we will see this Proteas team again getting to winning ways, and that is what we want to see. We want to thump Pakistan. Should not come to South Africa and beat us, but like Martin is saying, sometimes you need to take it on the chin and say, listen, time will tell. Let's give them time to mature as a team, and hopefully under the leadership of Bavuma, under the coaching of Mark Boucher, they can go to that next level.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think there's only big things that can come from this. And let's hope Mark Boucher or anybody else can step up to the plate like Arasi did for the Springboks. That remains to be seen.
No, for sure. LB, let's get into the action and why people are here. We promised, listen, we're going to go to a live event. We want to go to live events. We want to go to events that makes a difference. And for those that are tuning in for the very first time on this show, we have a slogan where we say we want to encourage a culture of recognition. We want to say thank you to those people, individuals, groups of people that makes a difference in society, that contribute to the community, whether it's been through sport, through culture, through heritage, or just an act of kindness. This is what Tekkel is about. And I can reveal that our show, or the majority of this show, obviously we're going to look at a very big event. And before we reveal that, Alberic, I'm pretty sure your first outing to the luscious greens of Malmesbury was an enjoyable one.
En 'n warme dag, né? I mean, gee was
Bietjie mistig gewees in die oggend.
Ja, natuurlik, ja, maar kyk, hy son is, soos ek vroeër gesê het, hy son is al vroeg in Malmesbury. Ek dink die son begin in Malmesbury, dan kom jy eers Kaap toe. So yeah, it was a great day, great occasion as well, and yeah, it's great to see people coming together and for a good cause. But yeah, fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
So for the viewers that don't know what we are talking about, Tekkel Talk Show and the Tekkel team made history, and we attended for the very first time a live event. But for the very first time, we attended the renowned Ryder Cup in Malmesbury, and what an event! This Ryder Cup. A group of guys came together a few years back and say, listen, we want to play golf. We want to play it in the format of the Ryder Cup. But most importantly, it's not about golf only. Through golf, we want to give back to NGOs, to community organizations, to groups of people that don't have what we have. And that is what makes this event so special. So we will learn about the beneficiaries and everything behind the scenes a little bit more. But I can tell you, an event well planned. I mean, as a media team, we went out there. We were, everybody waiting for us. We had our own golf cart. We were served some food. It's just a perfect event for a sponsor to get in big time. And if you watch this video, Shalberry, certainly if you get in with the sponsorship in this event, surely you will get your mileage.
No, for sure, and just the professionalism that goes throughout the event. It wasn't just a bunch of friends putting up something. It was a well-run event. They had a sponsor on board, and that was great to see. It just shows the kind of support that they do have for such an event, and it's fantastic. It's great for the community of Malmesbury, and I'm sure they can always set a benchmark for the rest of the country and other clubs around South Africa as well.
No, for sure. So before we get into the big discussions, let's just give the viewers that have never heard of the Ryder Cup in Malmesbury, that is learning about the Ryder Cup for the very first time. Let's give them just a taste of what happened at the Ryder Cup in Malmesbury.
Tekkel talk show live at the Ryder Cup in Malmesbury. As you can see, the guys behind us, they've already teed off. It's all action in Malmesbury, and for the very first time at the live event, like we said.
At last, we out of our free boxes, out of being online. We are fighting to meet Heine. But guys, yeah, welcome. It's going to be a fantastic day here in Malmesbury. So klaar hier zo. Zoals van vroeger al hier zo. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a hard day. Not only in the weather, but on the green for as well.
No, for sure. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to go and see a few swings. It's all nerves. It's all action. It's the Ryder Cup. And later today, we will obviously know who will walk away with the title here at the Ryder Cup in Malmesbury.
Okay, my name is Zainab, and I'm a supporter of my husband Michael, and we support the Super Unicorns. And this day for me is very important because normally I have my own business, and the Friday and Saturday is my money day. But the reason why I'm here today because it's for a good cause, and I like that. So this is the only day in the whole year that I will take off. The money is not important to me because for what they are doing now for me is like they're giving back to the community. So we are Super Unicorn fan.
Hi, I'm Farrell Keister from Bright Rock Life Insurance. I'm a financial planner, and the reason why I chose to come on board is I enjoy sports, and golf is one of them. And also for the cause that these guys are doing it, they're doing it for a great cause, and that is what sports is all about, to inspire the ones that are still on the streets and inspire people that are still on the couches. So so that's why we're here and looking forward to a great day.
That was just a taste of what happened at the Ryder Cup. Later on, we will go in full on action. We also were lining up a guest without giving too much away. Alberic, but listen, it's ever since we got there, right from the get-go, we saw Malmesbury Golf Club in spectacular condition for these guys to play. It's green. The greens were, it was turfed out. It was just and even the attire of the players, the clothes that they were wearing. It's a professional event, and hence Bright Rock in this case. But I'm calling on other sponsors. Have a look at the Ryder Cup. Golfers for good and what they are doing. It's time to get on board. This is an event to take note of. And I mean, we were there for the very first time. It's absolutely spectacular.
No, for sure, and just we said earlier the professionalism, and you could see it on the course as well. I mean, guys would chirp each other, and have some banter along the way. But when a guy's about to tee off or take a putt, it's dead silence, and that just shows the professionalism the guys had, and just a real example to a lot of other teams and clubs that would like to do the same and do it for a worthy cause. I mean, what's better than that?
Fantastic. We can see the comments on social media. We will show a few of them on screen. Just before we get into the action of the Ryder Cup in Malmesbury, you would probably wonder why the Ryder Cup. I see Furlow, obviously one of the ex-players. He was fortunate enough to play in the Ryder Cup. And must say it's a highlight. I think Furlow must correct me. He was one of the guys, the standout players a few years back. He caused a few upsets with his play. Obviously, a guy with a mid to high handicap. He was chosen by one of the teams, and he caused a few upsets in the competition. But just for some insight, the Ryder Cup, why the Ryder Cup? It's actually the golfers for good playing in a Ryder Cup format. They play in the morning, they play 18 holes of pairs, and then in the afternoon, serious business when they go chest to chest in a single matchup. And that obviously a duplicate of what really happens in the Ryder Cup. And what makes this very, very interesting is that obviously the players don't know. They are ranked within their teams, and they wouldn't know the ranking of the other team. So it's quite a surprise on a Thursday or Friday before an event. The draw comes out, and all of a sudden you see, hey, I'm playing the Malmesbury Club champ, or I've got a chance because I'm playing a guy that is not informed. But we will obviously see in the next action shots, the nerves were actually getting the better of some of the better players, the single handicap players, the players that I said, listen, Eric, what's the out? Hy's 'n scratch of hy's 'n 1. Die man het balle begin wegslaan. En sommige van ons sê, is mistig in die oggend. Dis nie mistig nie. As die nerves het min geslaap gestaan, there's pressure on you. You don't want to disappoint your team. And that is what the Ryder Cup means for these teams.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's again bragging rights, and putting your hand up on and showing that you can carry the trophy for the next year. And it's interesting. We'll look at the results in a few minutes. Augustine coming through and saying how cool to have the Malmesbury Rider Cup exposure and opening day of the Masters. Obviously, a big golfer fan as well. And yeah, I think the spirit is what it's about. It's what sport does. Sport brings that not only for the sake of bringing people together, but also for a good cause as well. But yeah, let's look at the results. We'll run through that in a second. Annie, do you want to do that? Should we do that now, or should we keep the
let's just hang on. Let's just hang on to the result. Augustine Woodboy just reminded me. It's quite coincidental that this episode coincides with day one of the actual US Masters. I'm watching the US Masters now, so we actually got our timing right. Before we get to the results, let's get into the action and the nitty gritty, and let's see some of the action that went down in the Ryder Cup, some of the banter and some of the funny moments, some of the lighter moments. But for all our viewers, watch the quality of golf that you are seeing in the next clip. And that's what we are talking about at the Ryder Cup in Malmesbury. Have a look.
Nee, sover het ons een span klaar afgestof en ons loop klaar voor by die ander twee spanne. Ons is besig om op nommer 15 klaar te maak met nog twee spanne, maar die game is taaf. Is hard hier buitekant.
Die eerste keer vandag moet ek sê daar 'n goeie koneksie, ek bietjie gesukkel. Maar ja, ons gaan aan.
Ja, dat is 'n goeie boek, jy kan convert in 'n birdie.
Ja, ek hoop vir vanmiddag nie, hou ons almal so.
Good luck.
Dankie manne.
Is die legend.
A falling legend, hè?
Is a falling legend.
Omdat ek is die beste in die span. Decisive moment. Want ek is 'n legend. Dankie.
Ja, was 'n bietjie taaf buite, né? Ons al drie games verloor, so ek hoop die ander manne bring beter punte in. En hoop ons maak op in die singles. Dan gaan 'n baie uitdagende 2018 wees, né? Ons moet steeds eerlik gelê in die putting en die chipping naar die green toe staan. Ons het 'n bietjie baie swak gechip. Eerlik, maar ons hoop om te verbeter. Ons hoop om te verbeter, né?
Wel, die oggend wat baie mistig begin. Koud, die ouens was styf. Ons het goed bevorm in die oggend en 'n bietjie uitmekaar geval in die middag. Ek en my partner het die oggend nie opgedaag nie. Die tweede 9 was baie beter geweest. So daai muffins wat hulle vir ons gegee het by die halfway house het iets aan ons energievlakke gedoen.
Ja, vanoggend was die golf 'n bietjie baie swaar. Met die mis wat opgekom het vanoggend hier op Malmesbury Golfklub het maar baie swaar gegaan. Ons het op die eerste 9 het baie swak gespeel. Met 5 en 4 weggegee. Ons het nog mooi op die tweede ronde moet 'n terugvegpoging teruggekom. En op die einde van die dag het ons dag opgehou op nommer 16. So ons is nou uit die doubles uit. Ons het dit hier gemaak, maar hopelik sal dinge baie beter gaan in die singles. Ons sien uit na die singles. Gewoon vertrou dinge sal beter gaan.
We're about to go to the hotel, and it's a much needed drink for the guys because things are really, really heating up at this moment. So yeah, let's check it out.
Wat raak nou tydjie?
Dis 5 keer die klap sien nie hoe weer sy op wanneer die provinsiaal gaan sy dan seker dat hy baie goeie spelers daar is.
Ja, ek het net 'n paar keer afgewonnen wat in woorde. Ja, ek was in die run nou die COVID ingeskop het en dat die hele pandemie was erg vir golf en ja, die mense net laat besef wat so belangrik.
En as daar een is wat jou kan klop by Malmesbury Golf Club, wie dink jy is most likely om vir jou oorhand te sit?
Sal net die Gros wees. Onze twee youngsters, Wandere en Oden Solis. Maar die Gros. Ja, dat was een pad voor Wim. Dat was tijd. Dat was gehouden op 18. Eindelijk had we heel pad geleid. We zitten op 17 het ons een one-up gekregen. En 18 het ons een vat. Hij was nou vrede.
Player wat ik dra vandaag is Bane Dolma. En voor mij is nogal een vorm voor een man wat lang, wat tijd geleden weg was. Wat nou weer perform hier zo. En ik geloof, hij kan nou die druk hier zo vandaag. Voor zijn team en zo aan. Ik kan veel zeggen. Het is 38 jaar, ervaring met die zo op die baan. En voor mij is het plezier om hier te wees.
Hallo, ik is Reineel de Jager. Ik is verantwoordelijk voor die braai vandaag. Ons gaan vir die manne so skaapchoppie en worstiebraai en 'n hoendertjie. So was dit 3-4 ure behoort die vleis reg te wees vir hulle.
Hy gaan 4 werke nou plaas van die middag.
Persoonlik kan ek baie verbeter. Ek dink die fiksie speel so 'n belangrike rol aan man raak dit gou goed. En dan verloor die konsentrasie, maar ek dink as ek nou weer een van die opkikkers gebruik behoort dan maar nou weer, jy weet, te fokus.
Ek dink as ek 80 is, dan wil ek nog altyd op die baan wees. En myself geniet. Ek dink ook as ek by die huis kom en my vrou sien hoe my oë blink en dan raak sy weer lief vir my.
Fantastic. American Afrikaans, ek moet dit in Afrikaans sê, as daar advertensie is vir golf, is die Ryder Cup in Malmesbury, golf is for good, dit is die advertensie vir golf. Ek bedoel, kameraderie, sportmanskap, fantastiese milieu, ongelooflike golfbaan en 'n kompetisie wat 'n verskil maak in die lewens van ander mense. Dit gaan nie net om 'n balletjie in die gaatjie te kry nie. Ek is vol prys vir dit, want vir die eerste keer het ons gegaan na 'n live event toe en ek was aangenaam verras met wat die Ryder Cup en die organisering daarvan en die komitee wat dit bymekaar sit. Absolutely brilliant. So from my side, job well done, guys.
Nee, verseker hy nie. En ek net om by te sit, jy kan voel hy kameradies tussen die manne, die vriendskap, die ouens aan mekaar chop, maar dan na die game met die manne by om 'n tafel gesit en 'n biertjie gedrink en net saam gesit en gesels. En ja, die man het maar it's typical of sport. You get along, on the field is hard and tough, but off the field you can have a good chat and get to know each other. And ja, het is 'n klomp vriende wat by mekaar kom en dis 'n goeie idee. En vragte waar iets wat regtig 'n verskil kan maak in baie se mense en soos ek vroeër gesê het aan ander klubs in Suid-Afrika ook.
Yeah, no, for sure. And for those guys listening, tuning in, there were 4 teams going toe to toe. It was the teams of the Young Tigers, the Guidonians, the Super Unicorns, and the Destroyers, each with their own captain. And we will now have a sneak peek, obviously, who walked away. Craig Peterson, wat het lekker weer dat les op sê in die singles, toe Rasperreker het terug. Maar again, you know, sometimes you get out of you get out of the pairs matchups and you think, oh, I played a really poor day. You can still go out and produce in the singles. And there was a youngster called Auden Zulis, really struggling in the morning. I was telling you, Alberic, this is a youngster. I think he's a 1 or 2 handicap. Watch out for this guy. And all of a sudden, in the pairs, he was falling out. And I spoke to him and he said, listen, the pressure is getting to me. I don't want to disappoint my partner. It's alternate shots, so I need to think where I need to place the ball for my partner to have a better shot. And it's all taking my toll. And he had, I would say, an average to a really poor pairs outfit. But in the singles, he came back. We saw in the singles again, he produced what we know he can produce as a player. And that, obviously, it tells me that you don't want to disappoint your team. You don't want to disappoint your captain.
Yeah, I mean, it's a team sport at the end of the day when it comes to the pace. Ja, die mannen natuurlijk, kijk, in die ogen die bij hem ouens gesê, kijk, die Mets het 'n groot verskil gemaak. En hulle uitgesien na die singles toe, want hulle natuurlijk hulle self bewys het op hy vlak. Maar ja, ja. Well, soms as 2 ouens wat gesê het as jy mis.
As jy mis. It's pressure, you know. The guy that says the miss, Edmund, he knows the scores inside out. It's not the miss. I'm telling you, he can play in the dark. You will probably play that, but it's the Ryder Cup. He has full nerves. We're trying to get Faiz. I think the guys in the back end is trying to get Faiz September. He's the captain of the winning team. But let's just have a sneak peek, Alberic, how the points ended, because it came down to a half a point or a point and a half on the last hole later in the afternoon. Let's just have a look. I think it was the Young Tigers finishing in the 4th place. They have a proud record now, back-to-back wooden spoons. 4th place, they finish in last position 2 years in a row. It's a proud record. It's a record they will not want to duplicate, but it's a record nonetheless. They finished 19.5 points 2 years in a row. Doppies en sy span sal nie gelukkig wees nie, Alberic, and obviously in 4th place, I thought this team was going to do a little bit better. But again, you know, the caddy Martin sê ek draal vir 38 jaar. He was carrying for Dolmach. Dolmach came in with a 4th place with the Young Tigers. But you know, that is the nature of the game. So in 3rd place, I think it was the Guidonians on 21 points. Again, they started off well. They had a few players that produced the goods, and some of the players that on the day, especially the more experienced players, they just couldn't produce the goods. Then it was a really good 2-horse race between the Super Unicorns, 24 points. I thought the 24 points of Donovan and his team was going to be enough. Unfortunately, it came down. The experienced campaigners of the Destroyers, 25.5 points, enough to win the Ryder Cup for 2021, Alberic. 25 points and a half, and you can see 1.5 points separating 1st and 2nd. That is how tight things can get, but just a wonderful, wonderful experience.
No, for sure. I mean, that's the winning shot of the team. I mean, they did fantastic well. I think as a unit, they played very well. They got along with each other. You know, you'd obviously pick up in other teams. There was 1 or 2, you know, instances where guys were kind of, you know, chirping each other because of the pressure, like we said. But these guys just, you know, got along so well, and you could definitely see it in the results. I mean, they were the champions. So well done to them.
No, for sure, for sure. I think we are experiencing some technical difficulties. We can see Faiz is trying to get in. And we really want to check to him, even if it's only for a minute, to get his input as the captain on show. But there they are, the winners of the Ryder Cup for 2021. The Destroyers, have a good look at them. They are going to be a force to be reckoned with come 2022. And obviously, with a few very experienced campaigners, but also a few good ball strikers, obviously walking away with the title for 2021. I'm not sure if we will have time to chat to Faiz. Is he there, Alberic? Can you see if he's trying to get online? Because
nope, doesn't seem
no,
so.
He's not there. But we did obviously extend an invite to the captain Faiz to get on board and just have a few minutes chat. But unfortunately, we're also running out of time. We have used our allotted 30 minutes. But in closing, Alberic, Vrolike Funkies, pre-primary school being the beneficiary, they received a printer from this group of players and obviously the sponsors that got on board. And from our side of the Tekkel chat, we want to say, well done, guys. Well done to Golfers for Good. Well done to all the players, all the sponsors, Bright Rock, everybody that got on board. And obviously, we know there's guys from Puma watching tonight. You could see some of the guys of Puma, they wore their attire, they paid for it. We say next time, let them have it for free. Titleist, get on board, give them the Pro V balls to hit out of bounds and to hit it long. We want Titleist and all the other sponsors to get on board. This is a very special golf event, and a golf event, the brainchild of a group of players that got along, and now they're standing with 10 years plus in existence, Alberic. Just a wonderful, wonderful event. And as Tekkel talks of, they have our backing. We will be there in 2022.
Yeah, and let's hope, we in different circumstances next year, and there will be a crowd that will gather because, just to experience that kind of, that kind of excitement on a golf course is as rare. And yeah, I just hope maybe next year that the fans will be there and we can actually watch it live. But we'll definitely be there next year again. It will definitely be on our calendar. And yeah, guys, well done. Really, hats off. Wonderful initiative. And just seeing this going from strength to strength. So well done.
No, for sure, guys. And that obviously brings it to the end of our first show for series number 2. A great feature of the Ryder Cup. Second year in a row for the Destroyers walking away with the title. Proud moment for Edmund Peterson and his team. And like I've mentioned, second year in a row also for the Young Tigers to be crowned or given the wooden spoon. But they will be back in 2022. So too the Cardonians and the Super Unicorns. Los vir Young Tigers af sê vir hulle, hulle sukkel 'n bietjie sonder hom. Ek is seker hy sal harde woorde in die kleedkamer gaan spreek voor 2022 aanbreek. En dit natuurlik, dames en here, bring ons aan die einde van ons show. Ek sien daar's hordes comments. Ek wil die comments sien van Adidas, ek wil die comments sien van Strixon, ek wil die comments sien van professionals golfers daar van Wellington, sien ek vir Hilton wat ook die show kyk. Guys, get on board. Let's get a few sponsors out to the Ryder Cup, Golfers for Good, and for the good work they do. We encourage a culture of recognition, Alberic. And then obviously, before saying too much, there is a special guest coming next week, someone well known. We're not going to say who, but next week, Thursday, we will be back. And groete daar in die Kuilsrivier. En kom ons maak seker volgende week, same place, same time, @TekkelChat op YouTube, op Facebook, op Twitter. Until next time, cheers.